time there was a water company which was telling people that their water is from the hills, and yet the water was from Kinawataka swamp. and we did the story about it, and I sent Mwenda to go and get a quote from the MD. And the MD brought money for Mwenda, put money here, up to 8 million. At that time, 90, there was a lot of money. And Mwenda told them that even I eat this money, Wafula, by the time he sent me here, he has 60% of the story.
Okay.
He got right. And the man
even knew to give me money to.
Yes, so I thought, so he said, but now, then the man picks the phone and calls me. And he says, oh, you had wanted some computers, because you also also a supplier of computers. I said, yeah, I need the 10 of them. He said, we are delivering them today. I said, oh, okay, thank you very much. Then he said, but this store, I said, the store and the computers aren't related.
But if you give me the computers, I will still run that story.
Yes, and I did.
And they didn't give you the computers.
He did not. He did not. But I didn't care. No, he did not, and I didn't care. So, that one, then he went to Museveni. Then Museveni began drinking that water because he lost income from about 100 million per week to 30, because he was giving us wrong water. Then the NBS went to visit and confirmed what we had written. So they put proper. Now the water was proper. Today it's clean water. I know that they set it up, but we were lying to people. Even East African industries, they would sell. Uganda don't know about the expire of that of blue band because it's sealed. They think it's clean. They never check the expiry date of this. So we did the story that they were taking all these things up country and selling them, because those were unsuspecting people. And the man called, he had a running advert with us. The MD called and said, Wafula, you must stop this story. I said, which story? This story you are writing that we are selling expired things. I said, it's a fact. That's a fact. We have proof. We have gone. I said, people across the country, you have expired blue band, expired Kimbo, expired things. And we can't be feeding Ugandans on poison. You can keep your adverts. And I ran the story. He cut off the adverts. I said, I don't care. Now, you need that. You need that to succeed. But if you are a prisoner of this money, you are a prisoner of government giving you what adverts, then you are not going to succeed. You need a crusading journalist. Okay. So yes, you can be, but the way the situation is now,
it's hard.
It's hard because the four of you here, I don't think you see a problem with getting a bribe from a government minister. I don't know.
I do.
I don't know whether you see. You see, me, I met Museveni one-on-one like this about 11 times, but I've never asked for a shilling from him. I've never told him my personal things. Never, not even one day.
But has he ever given you?
He has never given me even a shilling. The only thing he gave me was to go to his kitchen and bring me a glass of milk.
Hey, he went and he brought it that himself?
Yes, because he rang a bell, nobody came, and he went and brought me a glass of milk, hot milk, in his home in Raktura in Kahati. But he has never given me anything, and I have never asked anything from him. Now, there are not many journalists who would go to Museveni and don't ask
without asking for money.
There are not many.
Yes.
And Museveni would respect you for that, because he knows that Wafula will not take it.
You can't just give him money and then he leaves whatever he wanted to do.
No.
So, Honorable, lastly, recently, Honorable Nandala came out and said he spent 10 billion in the 2026 campaigns, elections.
Yeah.
How is that even possible? And do you think he was lying, or was he didn't and where could
I don't know where he spent it, but I know that after that time when I told you that you had wanted him to stand, after the election, we went for a review of this election. When Paul stood as presidential candidate, we went to the lake for a review, a group of us, the leaders, and he told us that actually he had saved 10 billion for the campaign, but he just thought he didn't feel it was right for him to stand at that time and he said we'll start the next time. But he talked about 10 billion. But you could have spent that. I wouldn't, at least the figure 10 he has mentioned it. And you could have spent more.
So the money was from his savings?
I'm not going to go into that.
Okay.
Because there are many stories about money first of all, the money which you caused the confusion among us was given to him by Museveni. There have been stories about him and when he's chairman of PAC. Some people have given a testimony about money and his committee. So, and there was money, one time there was a story about money of cooperatives. So, whether it is savings, savings would be from his companies or from his salaries, I don't know. But it could be a bit that only, some of it. It could be.
Yeah, I'm Wafula, I'm a retired journalist, I'm a retired politician, I'm a retired business person. I'm just here now, chilling out and counting my days, I think my years, not very many. And I'm glad that we can have a conversation. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Like I said before, that this Honorable Wafula is someone who started as a journalist, though his name made headlines when he became a politician.
Yeah.
And it's not only that journalism is always there journalism is always there to hold accountable the government.
Yeah.
But now for you started as a journalist where you were for some good years.
Yes,
But you ended up joining politics. What really made you join politics? Did you say maybe you would make an impact in politics more than journalism?
Actually, something like that. I know I consider myself an activist, a human rights activist. I also consider myself as a person who crusades for integrity and fairness. Because of my background, where I was born, how I grew up, I'm very sympathetic to poor people, ordinary people. And when I was growing up, there was a rich person in my village, our neighbor, and our relative actually, who tried to grab our land from my father had it for us. And I thought I would become a lawyer, fight for people like us. Then along the road, when I was in secondary school or high school, then I thought I wanted to be a journalist. And all those the two of them, I thought it would help me to just get space to fight for ordinary people and for justice. Luckily, I became a journalist, and something I've done ever since I left college. Briefly, I was editing in Tanzania. I was editing books and helping teachers write books for textbooks for secondary school. So, and when we returned here in 1980, after Idi Amin was chased, I joined journalism to learn editing. I'm working in the weekly topic newspaper, and I've been working. So I worked from 80 to 2004 as a journalist, and I thought that the stories we're writing for the people, defending, fighting corruption, maybe we're not making impact. And I thought if I retire from journalism, I can go now direct to parliament and maybe I could make impact. But there, initially I thought because I had gone to parliament through opposition, I wasn't making much impact. But it is worse when you go to parliament through NRM. You have no mouth, you have no head, you have no brain. So I realized that even in the setting we have, even going to politics, going to parliament does not change, does not achieve what I thought we would achieve.
that's why I've remained hanging up on opposition, just to get space to talk in the interest of the people. Yes.
Okay. Honorable, as much as I know, in 1992, you teamed up with a group of people at least to start the Daily Monitor.
Yeah.
That paper.
Yeah.
How comes it's your name that stood out?
Because I was their boss. I was the editor at the weekly topic. I'm the one who was kicked upstairs. One afternoon, the owners of the weekly topic came and called a meeting of editorial meeting, and they announced that me, Wafula, had been promoted to become a director for publications, new publications, developing new publications, that I was not allowed to write, I wasn't allowed to do any editorial work or to move near the editorial. And I sat there, the meeting ended, and I went and sat in my office, and these people were coming to, my assistants were coming to see me, and I didn't know what to do next. But precisely within 1 week, I decided I was going to leave. That I was going to leave and start a newspaper. Then I talked to my friend, who was then my deputy, Charles Onyango, who was doing a fellowship in Harvard then. I said I was going to leave. He can remain, and when he comes back, he can take over the weekly topic, but me, I was leaving. And he said he would leave too. We could do together. Then I went to talk to my friend, Ted Chair. He was then publishing a small pamphlet called the Uganda Confidential. And he said, yes, we could team up and start a newspaper. Now, the three of us were the initial who thought about starting the paper. Now, the young people who were my assistant editors, they heard about it, and they came and asked me. I said, I'm leaving, I'm going to leave. And they told me that if I left, they would leave with me. This way, James Serugo, David Omabalikoa, Kevin Aliro, again, and Richard Tevere. And indeed, when we left, they came and they began having discussion to start a newspaper. At the time, we had intern students at Makerere University, who included Dismas Yunkunda, Onapito, Susan Sibirwana, who is the MD.
We are now talking about 1992.
Yes, yes. But about 10 of them, interns, who were students in Makerere. Makerere's journalism school, which actually we founded the school.
Okay.
Because we wanted quality education, we wanted people with degrees, we wanted professionals, not just anybody who failed senior 4, senior 6 to be a journalist.
I believe she can write.
Yeah. So we founded. So they came. They said they are coming to see. We said you can't come do internship with a newspaper which is just starting. We have no space. We have no resources. They said they are coming to learn, and they came. So we began the newspaper with about 16 people, and we didn't have money to pay. We didn't have salary to pay anybody.
We were working voluntarily.
Yes, we were working for all over the working voluntarily. Okay. As long as we ate some chapati and have tea and water, we pushed on. Yes, and so we go to then the Monitor was had a lot of favor from the public because it was a newspaper founded to give space for ordinary people to express themselves. We're not founding the paper for money, but for a forum for discussion, a forum for people to debate, to raise their issues. And the first paper we produced 10,000 copies.
10,000?
Yes. And we sold out by 9 o'clock in the morning.
10,000 copies sold out in
Yes. Within by 9 o'clock, vendors were coming. Can we print more papers for them?
How much was a copy by then?
I don't remember, but it was good money.
Yes.
It was good money, and we didn't have any money to pay for the paper. I simply talked to
everything was done to me by favor. The printing was done by New Vision on credit. The office was in a dark room, a basement, a good basement on Kamukamu House, Kamukamu Plaza. There was a friend who gave me a room there. If you entered there without light, electricity, you could not see anybody. It was dark. It was a real basement. And then we had these volunteers, journalists. Then another friend of mine called Alex. Alex was having a typesetting facility on Black Line House. He offered to typeset for us on credit. So when we sold the paper, we had enough money to go and pay everybody.
Okay.
And we remained with nothing. But we paid the printer, we paid this one, the one who typeset the paper. Yeah, and the paper has never, it kept on growing after that. Yeah, to the extent that after 1 year, the government was hostile to us. The government was hostile because they thought we are shaping, influencing a lot of public opinion, but also in a way of policies. But also we're very much anti-structured adjustment, the IMF policies and World Bank policies. So the government felt they had to put us down economically, so they put a ban. After 1 year, after we celebrated 1 year, we had a big party, and also we had bought cars for everybody, the directors. We had bought each one a car, and also bought a car for the office. He said how no newspaper a private paper has started and had so much resource, buying cars and making a big party at the what was that? Kasisira. Kasisira was a restaurant on that house where Stanbic is. It was IPSB, not IPS. This where there's a Stanbic Bank, that tall building.
Yes.
That's where we had the party. So the government began fighting us. They said we are given money by Obote. We said we are not given by Obote. We started with our brains and pens and one typewriter, nothing else. We didn't have anything. And so they banned adverts. That was a discussion in Karibu. That was a discussion in cabinet. And actually the secretary of the cabinet issued a circular to every MDA, ministry, department and agency of government, no giving the monitor any advert. And I had that circular. Something happened when we sent Mwenda to interview Bote in Lusaka. When he came back, they followed him, they went to his home and even stole the tapes. Because he didn't want to see the tapes of Bote. So we have had a relationship like that, where they suspect what we are doing is wrong, and we can go and prove to them what we are doing is right. And that has been on and on. And but maybe that has now broken down. I don't know. I don't know what people like Mwenda, the roles they are playing. Mwenda was made by the Monitor as a man, what he is, as a journalist. But he left when he, I think was becoming, the paper saw it, the company saw him as becoming very antagonistic and reckless in some way. And he resigned and he started his own paper. But he wasn't happy the way he left. I don't know whether he's avenging, whether he's fighting the paper as a result of that. I don't know. But the recent developments I don't understand. The recent developments I don't quite understand them at all. But me, when I was still at the Monitor, I always maintained that I would talk to the Museveni. And like I said, like I used to be very, very NRM, very NRM. and I would go and talk to Museveni and defend the paper with the with the content which I would get convinced. But somehow some of these people don't believe that we were, but I know that the people I was working with, a lot of them were not happy with the government, because when the government banned adverts for 3 years, it depressed their salaries. Their working conditions were bad, because we were growing very well, and when the government banned, so they sort of didn't like government. But me, I was NRM. I stopped being NRM when Museveni lied to us that he was going away after 2020, after 201, and after 201 elections, that he would go in 206, and then he changed. And that's when I left NRM.
Oh, that's when you joined the FDC.
Yes. I left and found. Well, I didn't join. I was one of the founders.
Yeah, you were one of the founders of the FDC.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were part of the UPM.
I was UPM. I was number 46.
Number 46.
Yes. I was UPM.
Okay.
Yes.
So here.
And I was one of the people who did this work for them. And say I'd buy them with interest. Sometimes I had friends there, I would buy them books and send them books.
So that says it all. You were once a Museveni ally.
Yes, absolutely.
A very good friend
Yes.
of Museveni.
Yes.
When did you meet Museveni?
I met Museveni first time in Dar es Salaam.
In Dar es Salaam?
Yeah.
When was that?
77. Yeah. And he came to recruit me to join his group for an answer. When I was working as a book editor, a publishing house for books. And I did not join. Instead, I joined a group which was led by Ruzindana, Gazi Ruzindana, and Professor Mamdani. Okay. Yeah. But we worked together. When we organized in Moshi, we worked together. When the Idi Amin started, we were working together. Yes.
What's that you had in common?
What we had in common was ideology. We thought we all stood for the people's emancipation, and the quality of life, and freedom. Apparently, Museveni changed. Or he lied to us all along, or he changed. I remember one time he came to talk to KFM, and they called me as a director to welcome him. He came with the certain minister. I don't want to mention her name. But when we were walking to go upstairs to the studio, he said, "Wafula, you are a reactionary. You changed." And I told him, "Mr. President, you are the one. You are driving your chimotoka in the bush in the reverse gear. That's why some of us cannot sit on it."
When was this?
I think 207. 207 or no, not 207. But I was a politician then. I think it was 207 or 206 around there. But he came to talk on the radio, and I told him that you changed. That's why we left. You left the rail, and you are on the wrong side. But he said, he wanted me to go and work in government. By the way, he has given me jobs several times, and I've refused. Yeah. One time he has appointed me ambassador. I went and told him I don't want. I was then a student in Cardiff University, and when I came back, I was doing journalism there. When I came back, I went and told him that no, I don't want a job. I don't want to be an ambassador. I stayed away out of the country for 7 years. I can't go and work outside the country again. I worked here. Did
you reject the offer because it was outside the country, or you just felt you couldn't work with Museveni anymore?
No, at the time I didn't hate him. At the time I didn't question him. At the time I would have worked with him, but I didn't want to work outside the country.
Okay.
But also I wanted the freedom. Actually, because he they talked to me to go and start a new vision. I still refused that. They appointed me as supposed to be a DA, RDC, booking. I still turned down because I thought I wanted to develop myself in journalism. Then I will retire in journalism and go to work in it. And that was in my head, that I will retire at around 50 from journalism, then I will go to politics. But I didn't want to go in when I was still just in the 30s or 20s. No, I didn't like that.
Okay.
No.
When did you last speak to this friend of yours, and what was it about? Or maybe he doesn't even remember you now.
No, he does. He does.
Okay.
If he sees me, he does. And because we've been friends, really. The last time I last talked to him when I was like we are talking, when I was still at the Monitor. But when I was low, we shake hands and just that. And I think the last time I moved near him was when the Pope came and went to the house, when I was still low. Yeah.
That's when you last talked.
Yeah, but we talking. I have a lot of issues with him, political issues, because I think that he has given us a raw deal and he betrayed us. He betrayed our group. Now, what he's doing is he's using his son, and with the son is a registered organization, a pressure group, to carry out a coup within the NRM and put aside all people who were with Museveni. They are being put aside, and the son is bringing his people. So basically, PLU is running the country through NRM, and most likely what's going to happen when we go for elections next time round, PLU is going to take over NRM, and they will take government. I can see Museveni may be wanting to let his son become the president or the vice president of the NRM, so that when he's not around, because I believe that Museveni will not surrender power. I think his wish must be that he wants to die in power. If that's his plan, he might be wanting a system whereby he can position his son in such a way that actually that the son can take over. Because he has already done the military. The revised law of the military allows the head of army, the chief of staff,
CDF.
The CDF, to appoint promoted official leaders in the army, to move them, which was never there before. Because Muhoozi can move soldiers from Ntinda to Giri. It wasn't there before. And he can also promote Captain Wafula to Major, which wasn't there before. That has happened. Then they have said that in the event of an emergency, the CDF can take over. The army takes over. If it is an emergency, the army takes over to stabilize the country. That has come in the law. If he does that, he'll be doing it within the law. You know, the CDF today says, I'm allowed to do this, I can do this, because the law allows him. Because we haven't studied that law, the revised law of the army carefully, but some of the powers actually they were given to him. But in the event of, when there's emergency, not what the way unless he's saying what we have now is emergency. I don't believe there's an emergency, because that emergency must be declared. It hasn't been declared, but he's exercising power through his NGO, which is unregistered, doesn't pay taxes, but he spends money, doesn't tell people how he gets money. And that organization is so powerful. Just before you came, I saw the leadership, the hereditary leaders of Teso. They were paying, they were visiting PLU office, and I was just shocked that the Imori is going to visiting PLU.
Pressure group.
Yeah. Yeah. It tells a lot of funny things to us. What is this organization? which said this one will be the speaker and will be the speaker. This one will do this and happens. So it is well interesting.
Honorable, all these things are happening in your presence. Your paper is still alive.
Yeah.
You've fought. You've done a lot for the opposition of Uganda.
Yeah.
What are you planning to do at least to stop this? Or you are okay with President Ogutu, with Moho's doing whatever he's doing, like you're saying everything is being done illegally? Like, what are you planning to do at least to stop him from?
But what can you do? He has guns. He has guns, and his wish is like a law. If he wants now to say Wafula, go for Wafula. I will not sleep in this house. Actually, everybody these days, if there's a knock at your gate after 9, you don't know that they have come for you. Honestly.
So that's the kind of fear you people are living in.
No, I'm sure. By the way, you are saying us, even you. Team Karejia, wasn't he picked?
Yeah, he was.
Yes. Even you, Jonas, they can pick you. Because if he's displeased by something, he can pick you. He has that power. So now we are saying, what can we do? We are totally disappointed. Honestly, I had thought Mr. Museveni or President Museveni was going to talk some more sensible things on Saturday than he did. I thought he was talking about this thing of this fear. People are very scared. Some are planning to run away, to go away. People don't sleep comfortably. People, when they talk, nobody now talks freely to people whom he doesn't know. They think this could be a spy. They are going to pick me. They are going to kill me. They are going to take my land. They are going to take my this. It is not a good way at all. And the president is not helping. He didn't help in his speech. Actually, he defended. I've been trying to discern, for instance, the message of the president about BSG. First, he knows that BSG, that case will not stand in court, his case. And it's strange that the people who BSG thinks fabricate stories about him are the same people who are now in court martial for fabricating stories about other people for getting money for operation. So I think even this BSG thing was an operation, because BSG slept in his home in the Kasangati. Then he sits on a plane to go to Nairobi, and these people, because they want operational funds, they send those people some over him to see who are who, and they are Rugaba. They are sent Nairobi to go and pick him from Nairobi, when he would have picked him from his bedroom. From here, he was sleeping here, and slept here that day. The same day, the 16th of November, the doctor slept in his home. He went to Nairobi. Then they go to Nairobi, and they even pick him and bring him back on 17th. So he knows that about. Now he makes a speech and says he's questioning the law, the normal English law, the Uganda law. And if the Uganda law excuse the religious doctor, first he does not give him bail. He has more or less directed the judges does not give doctor bail. And in the event that they release him, there's no case to answer. He's saying the army can take mob justice and they kill him. And I have never heard about mob justice from doctor, from soldiers. I thought mob justice for the civilians. But how can an army, which is a disciplined force, how can it carry out a mob justice? Because I will listen to the president and I said, what is wrong with our president? How can he be saying that if a doctor shoots Wafula on the street because Wafula has annoyed the army commander or annoyed the president or annoyed somebody, that it's okay? It cannot be okay. Mob justice is to do with the people who don't trust the system can help. The disciplined force cannot help. The police, the army cannot help. And the judicial maybe cannot help. So they say, instead of wasting time, just get rid of this person. That's mob justice. But how can a president justify that the army can also carry out mob justice? Now, so tomorrow, if Dr. Besigye is released and he's shot in Kasangati, Museveni said that is mob justice. People are angry. He's a bad man, he committed a crime, and he did not, he was wanted, acquitted him. So somebody has taken it upon himself to kill. It could have been, it could be Museveni himself killing him. Because the way he reasoned, actually, if anything happened to Dr. Besigye, if he's released, Museveni will never run out of that. He will be the one who has killed him. So it is something strange. Now you are saying we are disappointed. Yes, we are. That's not what we fought, what we struggled for. We thought, you know, I look at my grandchildren and I think maybe we have quite disappointed them or let them down, because the country that we have created is not what we really wanted, what we envisioned, what our vision was. It's not the one.
And not the one you fought for.
Not the one we fought for, because we really thought we shall have a country where everybody is free to talk. If there's little money, we share it equitably. If there's little food, we eat it together. We do not be that. We do not fight for a country where a few individuals monopolize all the resources, and the few other majority of people have nothing. The other over the weekend, we're launching our federal government in Busoga. We know we believe strongly in the federal government, and federal, not just name, federal in money,
federal function,
power and money. Should be in Busoga or Buganda or Bukeri. And there I just landed. The whole of Busoga is given 500 billion. That's the money the government allocated to Busoga
in the national budget.
Yes.
500 billion.
Yes. 50, 30 per district. So in essence, it's about 500 billion. But the budget is 80 trillion. So where does the other, that 82 trillion, where does that 81.5 trillion go? It is, then they give other districts also, other regions also that much. So if you analyze budget, you will see that maybe, okay, Busoga is a region, there are 16 of them. Suppose they are giving each federal state, as we in our geographical intent, they are giving them also another half a trillion times 16. That would be about 80 trillion. 80 trillion out of 80 trillion. 8 Monana out of 82. So the center remains with the other much. That's why there's no medicine. That's why there are no roads. That's why there's no good water. That's why there are no good classrooms. Now we are saying we should take this money, 40% of the budget should go to these 14 districts or for these federal regions. So if you give each region 5 trillion, that would be 5 times 16. How much is that?
5 times 16. This is 15.
Let us say, okay, we give them 2 trillion. Give 2 trillion per region on average, but equitably 2 trillion. Then you take off 32 trillion from 82. Then the government can remain with 50 trillion. Or you can even give them 3 trillion, which would be about 50 trillion. Then the government can remain with 30 trillion. Because life is not at the center. Life is at the grassroots. Now, as we are fighting for that, so, and that's why I'm saying that Museveni has let us down. He talks of a big budget. And that he found only 5 billion. Or the government will only 5 billion, the budget was 5 billion. Okay, now yours is 82 trillion. What has changed in Bugiri with your 82 trillion? How come in 5 trillion the government would educate me and give me a book, an exercise book and a textbook? and give me food at school. How come your 80 trillion does not give me that? How come that when with 5 billion, there were no drug stores for medicine? All medicine was in hospital. And you never be here that there's no medicine in the hospital. It was a taboo. There would be medicine always. So all these things is because the over-centralization. Yeah.
Okay. Honorable, you said you need a number of professionals who are planning to leave the country.
Yes, they are very disgusted.
Yeah, they are planning to leave the country out of fear of being arrested. Actually, they are looking for safety.
They are just disgusted that they don't see where we are going. But they don't want to fight. You know, if the professionals, most of them, they feel, if I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I can go and work. Why should I bother myself? I can give my child a good education there. Why should I bother myself? Yeah.
And on Saturday, as the president was giving his State of the Nation address, he said, opposition, as someone who was there in the 70s and the 80s, do you think we are back to the days of President Idi Amin?
You know, when you coming, I was writing here on Twitter. I saw in Kenya they were supposed to have Saba demonstrations, and the security people there were grabbing the Gen Z and forcing them in the boots of Subaru cars, and we're pushing them there. And I said, Ruto is really Fata Nyayo of Moi, and maybe a very enthusiastic student of Museveni. That there they are pushing people in the Subaru boots, here they are pushing people in drones. During Amin's time, they push people in UAVs, Toyota cars. Toyota cars, they would also push you there in the boot. So if Amin and Amin, they put people in boots of cars, and under Museveni, they are putting people in boots of cars. What's the difference? And people were running away, including Museveni and myself. We were running away because we were disgusted here. And now people are running away. What is the difference? People have disappeared. The list of people have disappeared. And people disappeared. People have been shot. And there were no demonstration. But under Museveni, people have been shot on the street. The last time a big number was shot, about 50, was November 2020. Isn't it? Who doesn't know that? That is extrajudicial killing. And Museveni came to power saying we must stop extrajudicial killings. But they are there. Actually, now he says that is mob justice of the army. He said extrajudicial killing, he is justifying it as mob justice of the army, by the army. I mean, these things, those of us who are old, who have seen it all, Vizemu is a perfect term. Even me, I have once written Vizemu. Things I've seen when I was a kid. Because Amin came to power when I had just done my senior 4. I was an adult. I was a boy of about 17. Yes, or 16 or something. So, grabbing people, things for property from people. These people are not grabbing houses yet, but they grab land. Grabbing. Using force and threats and money. So you cannot say that Tebizem Bishop Komeko, the one of Mitiana. He talked, I'm not scared. When I see leaders talking, NGO talking, leaders, they say they talk muchiramu. Even if they kill me, a country where people are happy and free, they can't be talking and putting on the proviso. If they kill me, we had a meeting of opposition leaders, political parties leaders, and people were saying, Akena was very graphic, said, people, let me talk. If they kill me, please go and get buried next to my father. In a kokol. Yes, and many people have talked like that. If they kill me, so now people are seeing that talking can bring death on you, but you are not going to keep quiet. Let us talk. If that's under Amin's time. Under me, people don't talk; they ran away. Under here, we thought we had got liberated, so we stay here, but we are staying here, Kubunkenke. So, the Archbishop of Mugalu, what did he say? On the day of Luum, he said, I have a family.
Those who are demanding him to speak out should know he has a family.
He has a family. I also want to take care of my family. I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Why would an Archbishop talk like that? Because he knows potentially somebody can kill him. The under president government, not even they can kill him or they can arrest him. So I don't know what the president was genuine in what he was saying, because what exactly happening is what has happened, and the president knows it has happened when he was there, when we were young, when Amin was here. He knows that, and he should be owning up and apologizing to Ugandans and doing it better. But try to justify the condition which are making people think that way, be scared, is very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
Honorable Wafula, yesterday at the press conference, I think it was Honorable Lume who said in Uganda we no longer have courts. They are just state posts. And as a big man in the country, I believe you have a number of friends of yours who are judges in the courts of law. What are they saying about the current situation? And are they also planning to run out of the country for safety?
They are running, I haven't heard of them, any of them, but they are saying, what can we do? It is dangerous for us. Even the judges are fearing that the judge, the woman at him, when she was releasing Matembe, did you read what she said? She even told us she's a Catholic, and what she's doing, she also talked about death. And she indicated she could die for her decision as a judge. When the president says no bail, when the judge of Dr. Besige, for instance, he doesn't behave that he has powers in that court. He behaves as if he's just there as he has been sent to do this. If they do this, you come back.
As if he's working on somebody's orders.
Yes, somebody's orders. So I don't think the judges are happy. But what is underlined is all this is that one time Museveni was talking to the country, and he said he had liberated the URA. He had sent their cadres and religious people. Janet had helped him to recruit religious people, although some of them actually became corrupt and thieves, and they were dismissed. And now what was remaining was the judiciary. And he said he was going to try to make sure that the bench has got cadre judges. He has achieved that. All judges in Uganda now, they are appointed by Museveni, have been appointed by Museveni. All judges whom Museveni found in the system are no longer there. They are of age. They have retired. Those who are there are his, and they are cadre judges. So, they are, number one, they are there to defend the system of Museveni, and then RM. So, is that a court? If we are before them, then they first consider the interest of the party and the president. I'm waiting to see what Baguma is going to say tomorrow. I think when the message is brought
back.
Yes, after the Museveni address. I'm just going to, this time I will record the words so that I can read them several times. Because it has been guided. Now, if you have a court whereby because a judge can't even go and refer to the chief justice, not allowed. He should sit himself according to the law and judge. But now, the judge is listening to somebody. What does Museveni say about this? Or what does Muhoozi say about this? Or does he think about this? Will this annoy him? Or will this please him? Then there's no justice. Then there's no law. I don't think there is. It is a fallacy. It is just, we're just there.
Honorable, when you talk like that, at least the judiciary is one of the arms of government. in Uganda, and based on what you've said, it clearly shows there is no independence.
There isn't.
In it.
And we see that in court, those courts. We see that. I don't think even that, for instance, Bagoma's court is different from the court martial court. I don't see much difference.
There's no difference.
Because, okay, now we criticize him, but he had been refusing the doctor to talk in court. When the doctor wants to say something, he walks away. But I thought you're supposed to listen to the person before you. You can't go, a man is talking and you walk away. Why are you doing that? I think he says you are bringing problems. Why are you talking like that to me? Why are you saying Museveni should introduce a law of detention without trial? Because that's what the man feels. You are detaining us without trial. We have friends. We have friends in the court in jail. Samuel Makoha, he stood as MP for Busia. He's in jail there. Misprison, or what is it called?
It's misprison.
Misprison. Where they have charged of Kwago.
Yeah.
And that's a very funny case, by the way, because they are saying the new doctor was planning to talk to government, did not report. But that means their case can only be proceed when the doctor has been convicted. Because if the doctor is acquitted, then automatically they are also acquitted. It is a very funny one. They are not in the same file. Doctor goes to court, the others are in jail. And they can't be brought to court because this case hasn't proceeded to prove that the doctor committed the crime. Then you can also commit this one and try them. And convict them.
So the timing was wrong.
No, I don't know, but it is all engineered to just cause confusion and terror. Terrorize the public, terrorize the people so that you are scared. I mean, to be honest, when they say function, they get scared. Yesterday when we went to Jinja, like I told you, we went to launch our federal state. I arrived there and I found only one person. People came slowly. They thought because we would send drone to pick us. Yes, but slowly they came. People, a meeting was supposed to start at 10. We started it properly at 1. When people are coming, they are sending feelers. Is it okay? Is it okay? Why should it be like that?
Let me first wait for Wafula to arrive. They arrest him,
yes,
then I know they... So, my question. This is my question. Yeah. I was trying to ask about another arm of government, Parliament. Because...
yeah.
Honorable, do you see, based on what you've said, do we have any functional arm of government apart from the executive? Because now we are talking about Parliament, the very house where you were for some good time. So should we at least have our hopes in Parliament that maybe it may help hold the government, the executive accountable and maybe make things right one day?
No, there's no functional Parliament. Because the Parliament, majority of the people, they vote for them seats, or they rigged for them. So they are simply agents of the system. If they are opposition, a number of them opposition were also sponsored by people in government, given money. If they went for money, if they invested their money and went to make money, they can't rock the boat. They want to be there and make their money. So I don't see that Parliament. The Speaker, the Speaker is not somebody who he didn't want to be a speaker. He didn't even think of being a speaker.
And he has decided to go severally that he never dreamed of being a speaker.
Yeah.
He was just hijacked.
But he's therefore a tool of somebody. I don't think the speaker can ever say no to what General Moses says. I don't think so. And Taiwan. I don't think they can, because they know he was the one who gave them. Because they know he can remove them. So they will be timid. So Parliament, let us park it. It's going to be, those people are going to make their money, get their money, and that is it. The executive is multifactional. the executive, Museveni has got 2 cabinets, maybe 3 cabinets. There he has this legal one he announces. Then from that one, there are some who are close to him. That's the second ring. But the first ring around him is his family. If you listen to Wangadia's statement, I liked very much. She revealed what this government is, what this executive is. She said there in a human rights commission, there are people who have been said they are dumped there. Some of them who are sick, some of them who have debts, but they are big people, and they will come and tell the chairperson, but me, I have to clear this with the Saleh. No, me, I have to clear this with the Mohoz. Me, I have to clear this with the Museveni. Me, I have to clear this with Janet. This one guy they are talking, a senior NRM person, a chairman of a human rights commission, and he's telling us that power in Uganda is exercised by 4 people: Museveni, Muhozi, Saleh, and Janet. Janet, hope she will be okay.
So it's just this one family.
That's one family. That's the real cabinet. And those people are running sectors. Janet is in charge of social services. Saleh is in charge of money and economy. Muhozi, operations and defense and all security matters. Right? Museveni is overall. He's tired. So actually the fifth one, if you can say, is Rwabogo, is on foreign trade, foreign relations, all foreign. So that's the real cabinet where power is. Then these are the friends, the advisors who are part of the 7. They also have a function. This other cabinet, is for passing budget. Which budget, you don't know how it is spent. So we have
just passing and not even implementing it.
Do they know? So those people, they have an executive which is not working. The only thing which is working, which maybe is working, is the army. But the army, I'm sure, also has got its own undercurrents and anger. Because also the things happen there are not very straightforward. But you can see some semblance of order in the army. The parliament, I've told you. The judiciary, I've told you. Do you know who is the CJ of Uganda? Who is the Chief Justice of Uganda? Flavia. Zeija.
Yes.
When did he become the CJ?
In January.
Which journalist was there when he became a CJ? Do you know he was sworn in on a farm in Museveni's home? Was there a function like that?
In
the Kisozi? or Raktura, but somewhere. He was not sworn in a manner that is supposed to be sworn in.
Officially.
So a person like that, he wasn't the seniorist, but he's picked and he's sworn in. He's my friend. We were Rotarians. I've known him. We socialized here in Tinda. But the way he came in is the way both came in.
Just handpicked and placed well.
Yeah. Once you are like that, you have no power. Therefore, you cannot head a functioning arm of government. You do what you are told.
Oh, no, it's not about the parliament. Based on your experience, what do you think needs to be done? What needs to change at parliament to make it an accountability institution, a functional one, a stronger one?
A very difficult one, I agree. Because when I went to parliament, I spent about below 40 million shillings to go to parliament. My savings, I never asked for anybody for any money. I spent my 40 million
to print posters, to buy fuel, to train agents and pay agents. That's what I did. When I went back to stand again, I spent 150.
150 million.
Yes.
The second term.
Still, it was my money. When I went the third time, I spent 250 million. Then I said, this is the wrong thing. Because much as I haven't raised money, others who are spending this, and that's in the eastern, where people are poor. In the west, 250 is not money. Others spend 1 million, 1 billion there. Now, when you spend 1 billion, that's a heavy investment for 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed.
So, are you going there to job? You are going to get money. I remember Honorable after she knelt for President Museveni to become president again at Chankwazi. I asked her, but why did you have to kneel? She said, wow, me, I went in parliament there in the lobby. He said, she told me, no, me, I came to parliament for money. Anything that leads me to money, I do.
That was my right term.
Not Anita Mo, Anita Mo.
Evelyn Anite. Yeah, he's the former minister.
For me, I'm here for money. Anything with the money, I'll go for it. Now, there are many MPs like that, who think like Anita. And she has said recently, the house is employing 500 people. She has made it. Because she was focused. She used politics for making money. Now, if you spend the type of money they are spending to go to parliament, and maybe you have borrowed the money, maybe you have savings like Wafula had savings, you want to recoup it. So you go there to keep quiet, you go there to toe the line, you go there to be bribed, you go there to lie. You know, one time we went to IMF for a training, and we stayed there about 8 days. On the day we were graduating, a girl, an MP lady, came in when we are now there for graduation with her case. And the Bazungu thought this girl was coming from her hotel to go home. She was arriving from Uganda. She had come for a course who had been there for 10 days. Now she was arriving, and she, by the way, her name was there. She graduated, but she was never in class. She, from graduation, she went back to the hotel to sleep and go back to Uganda. But why am I giving that example? Making money. The same one was supposed to be in Nairobi playing games, East African games. So she had these 2 trips, and with the money, she has collected money from government. Now, a parliament like that will not have people who are going to stand and fight for the ordinary people. They are compromised. This budget, I'm told, this budget we have, the MPs have factored in every MDA some money they would want to get, up to 2 trillion. You know, I'll tell you how money, when you are a chairman of the committee, is the collector of money for the MPs from the permanent secretary. So when a PS wants her budget passed, or his budget passed, when the MP, when the PS or the head of the directorate or head of an MDA, the department or agency wants a loan approved, they buy, they bribe this. When they want their final accounts settled, they bribe. So now they are budgeting money for it. Theft. If a parliament knows they are doing that, and their focus is to get money, why are you expecting them to do anything for the people? They are making money, simply. 2 trillion is a lot of money, but it's scattered in all the MDAs of all the ministries, all the departments, all the agencies. Maybe it's little money, but has been put there, and the PS will find a method of explaining.
Take the parliament, even the budget of parliament. You have never see it. I was a commissioner. I could only see a bit of my budget for law. My budget then was 800 million shillings.
800 million.
Yes. Today it's at 4.2 billion. But you can never see how it is made. You can never how it is spent. You only see a card for fuel, and they can buy for you an iPad like this at 5 million or 6 million, when you can buy an iPad at 1 million or somewhere. So I have said before that where there's worst corruption is, number one is parliament. Because they are never audited. Nobody questions them. And the president also knows that. He bribes them constantly. One time they nearly killed me. When I was locked, I questioned money, illegal money. Kasule Lumumba was going to giving it out. My sister from Miri. She was then chief whip
by then.
Yes. She was giving out money in her office. 105 million. 105 million shillings.
For each MP.
For each MP. And so I made some remark on media there. I was quoted. Then the MPs began fighting me. Then she also ran and said, Wafula, what is wrong? You send somebody to take your money. I said,
to silence you.
I said, I don't want any money. And he said, but you have people, 6 of them already are here. They are picked
from the FDC. That was
the opposition. So I went and called a press conference, and after the press conference, people attacked me. I remember Jim McKenna came with his wife, attacked me. People attacked me. Why wanted this money? And that money had no basis. It's just that one MP from Bugisu went to Museveni and said he had too many debts, and he had a big family. He can't pay his debts. Museveni said, give him. I told him to give him money. Then everybody said, all of us will have debts. Then Museveni said, okay. Then every MP should go and get. Yes. Now, how can you get money like that? And if you are like that, if you are given a choice to fight for money to go and to buy medicine in your hospital, or to give you, and you have that mindset, what will you choose? Money for yourself.
Money first.
That's why. So when you tell me about the institution which is working, Parliament is not working for people. The judiciary is not working for people. But in the whole world, somehow the laws are made, the system are built for the rich people, for the big people. But ours is worse. Those who are benefiting are very, very few, very, very small group, that the system is serving them. They have all the money, because if you analyze the budget of Uganda, you will find that maybe 60% of the budget is spent on 1% of the population. Yeah. When it is doing, they say, money for the road, they will go and buy. They are going to do the road for Ginger. Right? The people who are compensated on the Ginger Road, the high expressway, are people of government who bought the land from peasants. They will share the money. Then the stone is for a truck of stone which would have cost 200,000 shillings. They will buy it for 500,000. It is they who are going to get the money. Same as in medicine, same as in schools. It is the middle class, the people, the public servants who run the government, who take most of this money, and then the MPs. So how will it be solved? People be aware. All these things we are saying, if the public can become aware about them, then they begin demanding at their level. This given to us, where is it? You are supposed to do a school, a classroom of this nature. Do you know the class? You see, if you see the classrooms, the Museveni builds, they are small, short things. You can't even harvest water. I had through Rotary, I got money from Rotary movement to do some water harvesting for schools in my constituency, and do toilets for the girl child, because the girl child were dropping out of school because of this monthly menstrual period. When there's no water, there's nothing, they don't have pads, they have no nothing. You remember when Ibu Soga, they said they're even advising them to use soil in a piece of cloth for pads. But I got some people to help. But the classrooms are so short. You can't put a tank there and collect water because they cheat. The builders of the schools cheat. Instead of making a good area classroom, they made short things, cheap ones. They spend 50 million on a classroom, but actually they spend 15.
15 million.
Yes. It is something which you journalists maybe might have to, but you can't also do, because now even some we are also corrupt.
The environment is not favorable. It's not that we are corrupt.
No, you are. You are. You also when you are given money, the MPs in the parliament, they are corrupt. I know that for sure. You know how when Anita was made a speaker, how they were journalists were lining up like this to receive her. This shouldn't happen. But Museveni disappointed us. Betrayed us.
Honorable, you've talked about Anita Mong. By then I remember you served under Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga.
Yes.
As law.
Yes.
In Parliament.
Yes.
And what do you have to say about her leadership qualities compared to Right Honorable Anita Mong?
They are not comparable. Kadaga is very self-respecting, very, very diligent, and very. She exudes integrity and leadership. She carries herself well. Although she could be very rude sometimes, although she could want, if Museveni really is pushing hard, she could want to push hard for him. But you can't compare Kadaga to Anita. Anita wasn't supposed to be a speaker. She wasn't ready. She needed some training, sometime there in Parliament.
So was Honorable Norbert Mao right to say he became speaker by accident?
Yeah, she was a GMO. She was like a GMO speaker, unready. Yeah, and but also from a history I know of her in FDC, maybe she shouldn't have been given access to a lot of resources. Yeah.
Honorable, let's talk about your successor in Bujiri, the person who replaced you.
Yeah.
That's Honorable Swan.
Yeah.
Many people say he's a man who destroyed your politics in Bujiri. How would you see him ending? And is it true you cast him like many people say? Because as I say, was he even part of the FDC before?
No, he wasn't.
Never.
He was in PPPP. He wasn't part of the FDC.
How would you see him?
But
his career ending? Yes.
No, but I think that he hasn't been very honest to the people of Bujiri. He's a person who believes in buying the voters, giving them money, 2,000 shillings, 1,000 shillings. I haven't seen any serious program he has brought to Bujiri for 15 years, or 10 years has been MP, apart from the NRM house, which I'm sure could have been built by the money. These five, this list of people who have been arrested, his assistant is one of them,
Hey, Honorable Swan's assistant?
Yes. Most likely that was his money. Him and Anita. And he was the director for finance. I mean the commissioner for finance in Parliament. So I would not be surprised if he's arrested also. Or if he's questioned. Because I'm sure all this money was getting out, he must have known. And because he represented Parliament as a director, as a commissioner in charge of finances, he's supposed to be taking care of Parliament money. He's the eye of the Parliament in the commission. So, but he has not been very honest with the public. That is the problem, and he didn't know about that he's supposed to help lobby projects for the constituency. although he went there with Anita twice to do some fundraising, to take money for putting some rooms at the hospital, at the health centers in Busoa and Buni. But again, I say that all that's were proceeds of it brought any money. Yeah, but anyway, we also took for them to the public. But I didn't curse him. And I don't curse people. But I don't think he will end well.
Okay.
No. I don't think he will end well.
But as a younger politician, and I believe you inspired him to join politics.
Yeah.
Would you sit him down and advise him on what to at least if
No, he can't be advised because he's too money hungry.
Okay.
And he's not straightforward. People who like who is some everybody guy. Yes, I tell you can't advise them.
Okay.
Because whatever they do, when somebody is doing it for the people, is going to seek your advice so that you can do it together for the people. When somebody is doing it for themselves, then their approach is different.
Okay. Honorable, I want to talk about your relationship with the likes of Honorable Mafabi, Nandala Mafabi, and the Honorable Patrick Amriat Obot. These people were your friends,
Very close
friends. So I want to know about the personal relations, because right now I know you changed the political agency, but
No.
are you people still in touch?
Yeah. Yeah. Nathan Nandala and Patrick I was very close friends. We were very close friends, and we did the things together. I really wanted Nathan to be president. To be president. Yes, I did. And but he disappointed us in 2016. No, 2021. He was supposed to be the presidential candidate. Yes. He was supposed to be the presidential candidate, and he disappointed us after we had known that for 3 years. In the last month before nomination, we were at BCJ's home, and he said no, he wasn't ready, and we didn't have anybody. Now we had 4 seats on power who never hadn't planned to be president. So we said we can't be a party. We must have somebody standing as a presidential candidate. So power just came in. That's it, because Nandala refused to come. But the poor hadn't prepared, wasn't known, hadn't marketed him. But that is so for me and Nathan. That's when I told him. He came to Bugiri. We had some meeting there with the people who had been elected, and I told him, Nathan, the train, your train for presidency has gone. Forget about it for a number of years, maybe for 10 years. Forget about it. Because you threw away 2021 when we were together and everybody was
stronger.
Yes, but now you are on your own, and me, I will not vote for you. I can't deceive you. I will not, because you betrayed us, you disappointed us, you betrayed us. But now the train has left. He said, why? I said, yeah, exactly that. So power comes. But during that campaign, it's then when we hear Museveni now is trying to buy the FDC. Museveni wants the FDC. When we finish, we do what Museveni has done with Mao and what he's trying to do with Makena. Museveni wanted the FDC to be the one to be, because we were the big one.
Yeah, you were the biggest.
And we have a lot of
brains.
There's no doubt that even people who talk, you see on your TVs, what have you, there are people who came, VSJ cadres. But that is what destroyed us. That money, we asked Nandala where the money come from. It wasn't very straightforward. he told us various answers about that money. See? But that broke us.
Okay.
And I think Museveni benefited most because then we separated. Although we are working on a reunion, and it will happen.
Okay.
It may not be leaders, but the honorary people are going to work together.
Okay.
We are working on that seriously. Because if you see NUP, PFF, ANTI, ANT, and FDC, they, in 201, 204, they won.
Yeah, they were one.
They
actually.
won. Museveni and our personal ambitions have created 4 organizations. And these are the leaders. We are going to pack these leaders, and the young people will collect into one organization.
Okay.
NUP, PFF, FDC, and ANT. They will.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that will be very good for the opposition.
And it is going to happen.
Okay.
Us who have beef with each other, we are going to put ourselves outside.
Okay. And you
Now
need
the young people have
take
no
over.
beef. Yeah, yeah.
That will be very good.
Yeah, because you can see the PLU basically is a counter to that. PLU is designed to use young people to carry out sort of a revolution in NRM to change things there, and also pack the old people, all the veterans and young people take over. So we must have an opposition which counters that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you people left Najanankumbi for Katonga, it says that very many people who remained in Najanankumbi now regret not joining you, not foreseeing what really happened, and not joining you people leaving the Nandala group behind. Is it true?
Yes,
There
yes,
are some
yes.
people, and
Yes. Many of them. Actually, right now there's no National Food. There's no life there. A lot of them are talking to us. A lot of them want to come. They come to our functions. Some of them come to our function leaders.
so should the public hope to see at least a number of people coming again, crossing from the other side, joining Katonga?
I've been doing an experiment in Bugiri. In Bugiri, there's no FDC. Everybody is PFF. Because I talked to them. Because I created them. I created the system there. And we are going to do that across. We are going to first unite the group, the FDC. We may change a different name. We may not go back to FDC, we may not go back to PFF. We could have another vehicle.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it's going to happen that we are going to unite, because, like you say, most people, mostly good leaders, they left Najana Kumba and came to Katonga. And then the honorary people, in some places, they remain there. But if I go to Busoga, there's no FDC. At least Bugiri, there's no FDC.
I can attest to that. I was there in these recent elections.
Yeah, there's no FDC. They didn't have. They have one person who has always been NRM FDC, the chairman of Kapianga. That is it. It has always been. I'm so good to you. I'm so good to Francis. Yeah, but there's no other.
Okay.
So that is going to happen. I'm sure the first one is going to be Kasese. That grouping is going to happen. Rukungiri, there's no FDC. In many places, there's no FDC. Look, even in Nandala's constituency, there's very little FDC. We are going to work on that, and I think the person who is a bit resistant is Power, because he wants to be president. But what is the president of nothing? You would rather be a secretary for information in a big organization than be a president of no organization.
Or rather be a small fish in a bigger pond than being a big fish in a very small pond. Yeah, that's
what I mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Honorable, as we wind up, let's talk about the opposition. the general opposition, because we are talking about the opposition which you led in parliament. You were once a leader of opposition in parliament and under Dr. Besige. Let's talk about Dr. Besige's opposition leadership compared to Chagulanyi's opposition leadership. Yes, one. How would you see? Is there anything that will change and what really needs to be done in case something is not being done right?
I don't like comparing. You have asked me about Anita and Kadaga. I was reluctant to answer. And even this one, I'm reluctant to
How would you see today's opposition? The way things are moving?
I think the message is has taken a long time in politics, or had taken a long time in politics. And the message is a very calm place, a very calm person rather. And the message is not a person who wants power, who is hungry for power. What drives the message is that can Ugandans be free to talk what they like, to share the little they have equitably? Can there be medicine in hospitals? Can there be good education and good roads? That's what Dr. is interested in, basically. Now, and he's very accommodating. Besige has no enemy in the opposition. Besige doesn't abuse anybody from the opposition. He doesn't reply in public somebody in the opposition in a derogatory, in an abusive way. He doesn't.
And he even did a lot to unite the opposition when he was still the leading.
He will not. He will be abused, and he will come to see you. There's a person who was very abusive to Dr. Besige, very, very abusive. Two people, I'll give examples. Two women. One of them was in the other party, another party, and was always abusing Doctor. How he's a land grabber, that he's a bad man. And then that person fell sick, and Doctor went to see her, and she ended up. Doctor organized for her to go to South Africa for treatment medication.
Did she apologize to him finally?
I don't know. I don't know. But it happened like that. Another one, who was in FDC, who hated the doctor for whatever reason, and abusing the doctor, blah, blah, blah. She was going to Zambia and delivered on the plane. And the doctor who organized for her doctor
In Zambia.
to go and complete her pregnancy, her delivery. That's doctor. Those who abuse him, they still go to him and help them. He doesn't hold it grudge. He is a person who always believes that everybody, you can talk to them to see the situation differently. Now, whenever we have had elections and it's hot arguments, and one by one they go to see him. Actually, this time round, we felt it, that we had election when there is no doctor. And after election, we're in disarray. It is always us who would go one by one, every party. We would go to see doctor, what can we do now? And doctor is one who used to bring us together. Whether it is NOP or ANTI or DP or UPC or what, they will end up with the doctor. And it's calling us to talk. This time around, there wasn't something like that. He plays in a different league. Now, the others don't exactly do that. Some will remain fighting each other. They remain angry. They don't want to let go what was yesterday, which is different. Which the doctor is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Honorable.
And the other one I have forgotten is the doctor will not permit an FDC he knows, or a PF he knows, to abuse another party. He will call you and say, I don't want that.
Okay.
Even in social media, he follows. When he sees Wafula, if you say something against Kena or Muntu or any of these leaders, doctor will call you and say, must you do that?
What you're doing is not
We don't want that.
Okay.
Why our enemy is not this one. Our enemy is the regime. This one is helping us. We could help each other. Regime. Why dividing us? But others will encourage their young people to abuse other leaders. Like a doctor was demonized a lot in 2019. A lot. That some of us were crying because we're capable of really fighting back in a hard way. But he would say, no, don't, just leave. The good thing is that after it happened, some of the leaders of the party which were fighting him, they went to him and apologized. Doctor, you were right. Sorry.
Yeah. And he's such a forgiving man.
And he said, yeah, let's work together. And they began moving together.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good of him. So, Honorable, as we wind up, what would you do if you were one of the top leaders in the leading opposition party right now, or that's NUP, in a moment like this one when the opposition looks to be in a very turbulent moment? Dr. Besigye is in prison, Lord Mayor Lukwago is in prison, Honorable Chagulanyi is in, should I say, is in exile. Like you are in a moment like this, at least to make sure the opposition stands up. What would you do?
You know, just before the elections, some of us, me and General Muntu, we went to Chagulanyi's home, and we were doing scenarios for the elections, and how we would proceed after that. And we wanted how we can work together. Then, and we told Chagulanyi to lead us. We went to speaker to tell him, lead us, you are head of opposition, lead us, because you have all these numbers. Tell us what to do, call us together.
Saying it's your time now.
Yeah, lead us. He hadn't, up to the time he left, he hadn't done that. He hadn't led us. And just a few days before the election, after we had prayers at doctor's home, we talked to him again. We said, please, we build scenarios, 3 scenarios after election. And before election, immediately before election, and during election, and after election. We build those scenarios and how we could proceed. Again, we did not realize, we not move well on that question. Now, you're asking if I were in NUP.
Yes.
If I were in NUP, I would pursue that. I would, and actually recently we had this discussion at court with the Lopes Senyonyi. Yeah, and we called him. We said, please, Senyonyi, to organize the opposition. We are under danger. We are under attack. We should be working together, and we can, so they can respond to this government in a manner that is coordinated. So, if I was in NUP, I would push for that. That I seriously call all these parties, the leadership, and begin discussing the country. Okay. And I would also call the NGOs. I would go to NGOs, and I'd also think that we should go to the religious leaders. And this who are visiting PLU leaders, these leaders of the traditional leaders. I think we need a conversation, and that conversation must be led. We can't go individually. We need some united way of doing things. And it is missing. Admittedly, NUP, which is supposed to be leading us now, is in a bit of stress. Chagulanyi has gone away. Some people have been arrested. They are in jails, and we could having issues. They are having a new leader, marketing leader, but still, I think they need to do a bit more to bring us together. Museveni would treat us differently if we knew that we are united.
Yeah, if you are working together.
If we are one voice. And even the ordinary people, ordinary Ugandans, would have more confidence that in the event that there is a problem with Museveni, at least we have an alternative group that can take over. That's very, very important in the minds of people. But when the people see there is no alternative, they tend to lose hope, and they become dejected, and despondent, and they can't do much for their country.
Honorable, one thing which we can't close without talking about is the closure of the NMG, National Media Group. And it's under the same company that the Monitor first. Honorable, what do you have to say about this in regards to the independence of journalism in the country?
I think the journalism is going to be endangered, and has been increasingly so, because Mr. Museveni has overstayed in power. He has overstayed his welcome to Ugandans, and he still wants to stay. And he wants to stay. Maybe that would have been okay, sufficient, but he wants to stay and then get replaced by his son. Okay. It is something which is going to be a tall order for him, because as an analyst, as a person who understands Uganda, I think that Mr. Museveni and the idea of trying to sell his son to popularize him, I think has not succeeded. He went through having birthday parties to make him popular. It didn't work. He went through motorcycles to give people motorcycles across the country on a small price. It didn't work. Now, then he has now sponsored the people, the MPs, to go and popularize him. It may not work, because there's going to be a real fight within NRM and with us. Now, that is having an impact on the media, because a paper like the Monitor knows the history of Muhoozi right from 1994. Yes, 94, 95. It knows the history of when he was LDU, when he was wearing uniform in State House when he wasn't a soldier, with the people of a lieutenant, and all those stories were done in the Monitor, following him, and then the story of the Sejusa letter of the project of Muhoozi. Those things, I think Muhoozi sees the media, the national media, as being an impediment to his becoming popular. But it's just that the paper was just following. It wasn't stopping him. It was just following and telling Uganda, this is where we are going. Now, without the name G, you have NBS, then UBC, then you guys, the social media. You guys are not known very much in the villages.
Yes.
Because the Ugandan person is on radio and then TV, the honorary person. I think the government, or Muhoozi now, they are trying to have the paper to be in line, if the paper can also be used to popularize the PLO agenda. If you don't, then they will crush you. They will crush you in social media here. They will crush you in mainstream media. So I think that even if they reopen, and I think they are going to reopen the Monitor and the TV, they are going to demand a lot, or they are going to put too much pressure on them. As long as this project of the idea of Muhoozi wanting to be president, project. Yeah, and as long as that is on and active, it is going to impinge on the freedom of the press. In a very big way.
Is there anything that can be done to rejuvenate journalism in the country?
Yes and no. Yes, that you can have. Now you need to have another crusading journalist like Way. those of us who began the Monitor were real crusaders for freedom of the media. And we formed even organizations, UJA, we formed the NGO, we formed the media organization, Guild, Editors Guild, this NPA, we formed, we're at the forefront forming those things because we're fighting for space. Now, we relaxed. So, you'll need another group of crusading media, journalists.
Yes.
They may not start a newspaper, but because newspapers are going out, they may not start a TV the way you know it, but like Mulengera.
Yeah, doing online.
Yeah, we do online and the podcasts, and then you do podcasts and online TV, online radio, and online written stories, but you are crusading. But of course, there's a danger that you can be picked. But if you fear is a dangerous thing. Fear makes us incapacitated. I think people have to be bold. Those crusading journalists have to be very bold that they do it. They crusade for it, and then others will see that actually you can be bold and get out with it. Like for a long time we were very good. The Monitor was a good model and a role model for many journalists. After we started the Monitor, about 40 newspapers started, but they were starting on the wrong way. They could not succeed the way we did because they were starting to be bold, but also to be bold to make money. Okay. As we didn't care about money. We just say we said we are not fearful about this advertiser. This no. I remember one time there was a water company which was telling people that their water is from the hills, and yet the water was from Kinawataka swamp. and we did the story about it, and I sent Mwenda to go and get a quote from the MD. And the MD brought money from Mwenda, put money here, up to 80 million. At that time, 90, there was a lot of money. And Mwenda told them that even I eat this money, Wafula, by the time he sent me here, he had 60% of the story.
Okay.
He got right. And the man
even in you to give me money too.
Yes, so I thought, so he said, but now, then the man picks the phone and calls me. And he says, you had wanted some computers because he also was also a supplier of computers. I said, yeah, I need the 10 of them. He said, we are delivering them today. I said, oh, okay, thank you very much. Then he said, but this store, I said, the store and the computers aren't related.
So now you can have your last remarks to the viewers.
No, I mean the viewer, I think really, the viewers of this country, Uganda, especially the younger people, should look at it differently. They should be aware and fight for their rights. If they don't, nobody will. And the way we are, the country has been divided into 3 groups. The owners are super 1%. They own everything. And they have those they use to do the work for them. They are now about 90%. Then 90% have nothing. They just pay taxes. And these people decide how much to give them and what to give them. Now, the 90% must wake up and begin demanding from this 1% who use the 90%.
Okay.
It's very important. Otherwise, somehow our country is retarded. Yesterday, I was seeing a factory in China. I studied in China. I went to China in 73. It was just a backward country like Uganda.
1973.
Yes, I went to university. It was just like a backward country like Uganda. They were sleeping in small houses. The tallest house in a building in China had 8 floors.
8 floors.
Yes, now they have 100. And I was seeing this factory yesterday, BCG or something. They are making cars every minute. They produce a car. Every minute. Electric car. The factory is such that every minute a car is moving out, ready-made to drive. And when I was looking at that, I had just been seeing Museveni talking to us, to Uganda, about very funny things. And I felt very bad that the president should be talking about things like that. You have heard about Nakira Moto, the bus, for now 20 years. But there's no bus. There's no bus which I can sit on, take you to Bugiri. I don't know how many they have made. Now you hear stories, they are taking them to South Africa, but they are not here.
We're already exporting.
Exporting where? They are not here. But you can see the Chinese are making a car every minute. The Chinese are selling things in every home of the world. The Chinese have made a train which goes for 1,000 kilometers per hour. Magnetic. You have no train. I used to go to school from Tororo to Soroti in a train. I used to come to Kampala on a train. I went to Nairobi, Mombasa on a train. But there's no train. There are kids of Uganda who don't need a train. They sit in a book.
They just read about it.
Yes, but now there are bullet trains. I mean, if you have bullet train, I would sleep in the sun in Bugiri and work here. And 1 hour is enough for me because the train is 1,000 kilometers per hour. Bugiri is within 200 kilometers.
Just within 1 hour.
Yes, no, less than 1 hour I will be home. Sleep and come to work here. That's how development is. But now, the younger people of Uganda, they have no jobs. Then those who go up country, who go outside the country to work, Museveni is demeaning them. But I've just read a while ago that Philippines has developed export of labor, skilled labor, and they're earning about 40 billion a year. $40 billion they're earning out of labor. And the youth should be discussing things like that. Instead of sending little girls to go and work in people's homes, they could also deliberately train people in skills and go and work, because some of the skilled labor and earning a lot of money. But so my appeal to young people is they should concern themselves a bit more about their country. Ours, we are finished. We didn't do very well, and we are sorry. But Museveni has finished us. He has finished even our children. Now he's with our Vasukuru. But we are appealing to the Vasukuru. Do something for yourselves.
Okay, that has been Honorable Wafula Ogutu for you. My name is Agre Baba. This is the Mlengera Media Platform, and I've worked with Mr. Eri on the camera, Ruth, and Florence.
And baby who?
Baby Ruth
Mirembe.
Thank you, Honorable, for giving us an opportunity to come and visit you here in your home.
Okay.
And also getting to speak to us.
Yeah, thank you.